So I have noticed another problem, bug in inventor related to BOM structure, as we can read in the, let's say, what's known knowledge database, whatever. Inseparable assembly with purchase children components. Inseparable components and purchase components have one difference in their behavior, in parts only. So basically what this says here is that purchased components of inseparable assemblies are listed in the parts list, but there is a problem because it is not the case in multi-level assemblies. So I have just noticed, because I was missing some components that I should have had in the parts list. So taking this component here, we have the top level assembly, and in the top level assembly I want the parts list, so to list all the purchased parts that are required, so bolts, whatever, all the purchased parts. And the problem is here I have a component. We open this component. This component is set to be inseparable, so purchased components of this assembly should be listed in BOM, and they are, because these jacks are listed actually they are listed in but here is another component. We go to the bottom. We are looking for the clip ring, for the spring clip ring that is inside holding this bearing, and we are also looking for the split pin. So we have another component. So we have, from the top level, we have one inseparable, then another open, then this one is phantom, and these jacks and these bolts still appear in the BOM. And then we have this one. This one is also phantom, and then we have, so this jack is in the BOM, this shackle is in the BOM. Now we have this one that is set to inseparable, and in this component we have these purchased parts. So these are bearings and clip rings, and basically these parts are not listed in the top level parts list only, sorry, not this one, in the parts list only BOM view of the top level assembly. And this is pretty frustrating, because now I'm not able to be sure whether all my purchased components are in the list or not. And in the same time I would like to keep the assembly structure so I can reference all the components that I need to assemble on the way when this is going to be built. So pretty frustrating that this does not work. So just when we wait until this allows us to click. So we have a top level assembly, then we have a inseparable, then we have phantom, and another inseparable, and in this we have purchased component, and this purchased component is not listed in the parts only here, and I think it should be, as this says that for inseparable assemblies, child components with a BOM structure of normal or inseparable are hidden, okay, but purchased child components that are inside an inseparable assembly are still displayed in the parts only parts list. So if they are displayed on this level, when this component, when this component is, let's see, we have this component, okay, whatever, sorry for that, I just accidentally clicked on the drawing. So we have this component has where is the parts list, manage parts list. So this component has inseparable, so this assembly has inseparable component, and if we go to the parts only and we enable it, we see that the bearing and the clip ring, which are inside inseparable component, are listed here. So this assembly has those parts, and this one, which is the top level assembly of the other, still does have those parts. This one still does have this bearing and clip ring, but when this is inserted in the top level assembly, for some reason the bearing and the clip ring is gone. So this assembly inside it has parts of bearings and clip rings, but when placed in the top level assembly, these parts are gone, although they should not